Do you want to know how to get to Japan? No? I'm gonna tell you anyway. Now, of course, the first thing you have to think about is when are you gonna go? The best time would be about spring or fall, which, by the way, because my brother didn't know and he is 24 years old, they have the same time, like they have the seasons at the exact same time. This is because they're in the same hemisphere, and somehow, some way, my brother did not know that. They are, though, 13 hours ahead, so just keep that in mind. For me and my family, we're going to go during around like mid-May, and we're only going to be around for like a week or two. For some reason, if you wanted to stay for over 3 months, you can't because you need to leave within 90 days without a visa. Now, there's going to be two areas that are going to be able to fly to Japan, that being Haneda International and Narita International. The one that is closer to Tokyo, which I assume that you want to go to, is Haneda, so that's the one we're also going to go to. We're going to have a round-trip ticket, which is a ticket that goes to and back, and it is going to be in one trip, so it's going to be about 14 hours, and each ticket's going to be like $1,900, and I have 5 members that are going with me, so that's just like $10,000? Holy. But before you go, you need a couple of things. That being your luggage, which you should keep light, by the way, because there really isn't that many elevators in Japan, and also because you're going to be getting stuff over there, of course. And also for electrical ports, they actually use the same here in America, but in hotels, which you're going to be staying in most of the time, they only have 2 prongs and not 3. So if you have like a laptop charger or something, like a Chromebook charger, you're gonna need to get an adapter. When you go on the plane for Japan, they're gonna give you 2 forms. One is going to be a foreign declaration card, and the other is going to be a customs declaration card. On the foreign declaration card, they're gonna ask for your combination name and phone number, which, by the way, for hotels, it kind of depends on where you're going. So I would do research beforehand on where exactly you're gonna go and hotels nearby. Write down the name, write down the phone number, and then you're gonna have it for when you need it for one of those forms. Now that you landed, just follow everyone out and then go into the immigration line. After that, give them your passport and your foreign declaration card. After that, go to the baggage, and then afterwards go to customs and give them your customs declaration card. After all that, now you need to get 3 things, that being your money, your transportation, and data. For money, it's pretty easy to find. Just right around the corner after you come out, there's going to be a 7-Eleven ATM, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. And basically, you just put in your language, the amount of money you want, and they will literally translate all of the money and the conversion rate. So it'll be very easy to use. Now for transportation, you're obviously not going to get your own car, and instead use trains. After that, go to the Kekkyo station, which will be pretty easy to see. Just go to one of these machines, put in English, look up the station that you're looking for, which, by the way, is Shinagawa if you're going to Tokyo, and then boom, you got your ticket. Which keep, by the way, because you need to get it to get into the train and then also when getting out of it. Now you need to get data, which is pretty important, especially in a place with a foreign language. This will also be in the airport, which means I should have told this before the transportation. Ignore that. Basically just follow this guy, which is going crazy, by the way. Oh my god. And there will be an area that has very clearly SIM cards, and there will be 2 stores. Just choose the one that has a smaller line and then get your SIM card. Or you can use an eSIM, which basically gives you data through a service like Airalo, and you can do that instead, but I think it may cost more money, and I think you also need to schedule it. I don't know exactly though. But now that we're done with all of that, it is now time for the fun part, but also the most important. Where are you gonna go? Because I assumed that we're going to Tokyo specifically, I'm only gonna talk about areas around it, but it still has a lot of stuff to do. For example, Mount Fuji, which, you know, we like kind of talked about that, and it's pretty close to Tokyo. There will be staying in an onsen, which is basically a hotel, but there's hot springs, which is pretty cool. Just think it'd be pretty cool to, you know, go see Mount Fuji. I don't know exactly if you can like go up to the mountain. I don't think so, but it'd be cool to see it anyway. Maybe recreate the 20 views just by going to like a 7-Eleven and take a photo next to it. I don't know. And of course, we have to go to a capybara cafe. You already know. They got cappies, they got coffee, and I don't like coffee, but I'll keep it. I'm pretty surprised that I somehow turned off the recording there, but I'm gonna feed those things, okay? Another place that we, just me actually, want to go to is a Pokemon Center, which is a reference to the equivalent in the actual games, but now just has merchandise that you can waste your money on. Pretty cool. And fun fact, there's actually 4 of them in Tokyo alone and 12 in the entire country, which is crazy. In Tokyo, there's this really big tower called the Tokyo Tower. Very creative name, I know. And it only takes like 1,200 yen to go up it, which is pretty cool because you can see like the entire city. Probably also gonna go to Shibuya, which I think something happened there, but might go around, you know, shop a little bit, get those shirts that have like the English text on them that make no sense. Really makes you think about what the Japanese ones say in America. I mean, one literally just said cream. And Loki does go hard. Also thinking about going to a samurai museum, you know, see what's up. My mom's probably gonna take a lot of cringy photos there, but you know, we're just gonna have to deal with it. We're also thinking about visiting Takata Castle in Niigata, which isn't that far from Tokyo. It has some like really cool stuff. It's like one of the biggest parks in Japan. Like there's some facilities like a basketball, baseball facility. Who cares? I just saw this photo and thought it went hard, so I wanted to go there. We're also thinking about going to Nintendo Land. Again, not we, just me. We can probably like meet Mario, hug him. Kiss him? No, that's not. Now, I just barely scratched the surface with the amount of places in Japan that you could go. But now let's talk about food, which there really isn't that much to talk about. You really shouldn't stress about which place you want to go to eat, just which place serves what you want to eat. Which, by the way, if you're in a restaurant or something, don't tip, because that's not really normal there and it can be very rude. So don't do that. Now, some food in Japan is, you know, there's sushi, which would be a lot better in Japan than in America. You can try some in one of those like conveyor belt sushi places where basically like sushi comes around and you just like pick one out and then you just try it, see if it's good or not. Probably not. But it's only like 100 yen, so it's fine. And of course there's ramen, which is a noodle dish, which their noodles I think came from China, actually, fun fact. And yeah, basically the stuff in it kind of depends on what you're choosing. There's also matcha, which isn't my cup of tea, but there also is like a lot of good food that like is related to matcha, so I might have to try it anyway. Tomogoyachi is basically just like an omelet in Japan that like it can be sweet or salty, and I tried one of the sweet ones and my god was that gas. There's also onigiri, which is basically just like a rice ball that like can have really anything in it, like spicy tuna. Have one of those, also gas. And mochi, which is basically this chewy rice cake that's really sweet, and it can come in a lot of different flavors like matcha and red bean paste, and also just a whole strawberry for some reason. And I'll put up all of the things that I want to eat that I didn't like have time to talk about because I'd be here for forever. But here's the thing, you can get all of these things in a 7-Eleven. 7-Elevens in Japan are goated with the sauce, bro. You can basically get everything you want there, like snacks, just actual food as well. There's also an ATM, like I talked about earlier, that's there, and you can get your money there. So if you are running out of money, just go to a 7-Eleven. And also, if you have change from like other restaurants and places that use money, keep that change, because in 7-Elevens, there's just an area where you can put in all your change and it'll immediately just bring back the amount of money that you are owed. So just save up on your change, don't waste it, don't throw it away, don't keep it in the hotel or something. Just go to a 7-Eleven. Now, if you're worried about communication, don't be. Google Translate is pretty good and will be your best friend. Now, it is useful to at least know a couple terms in Japanese. Some useful ones include hi, kodasai, sumimasen, konnichiwa, arigato, akengo origamashu, tore, so, I don't know. And yoi saseke o origamashu. I wonder why you need to know that one. And with that, I hope I taught you a little bit about how to travel to Japan and what to do there. Or maybe you've been just tuning me out this entire time. I don't know.
Courses are back for a limited time. Enjoy #courses.